Hey everyone, it's the SDA Storyteller with another speed draw mashup, and this time I'm taking Black Panther and Oscar Proud, mashing them together and making a Black Panther Oscar instead of T'Challa. I'm using as reference Black Panther from the game Disney Infinity. If you haven't played it, it was basically like if you ever played Skylanders, where you would take the little toy and it would allow you to play the game on the inside of your PlayStation or your Xbox or your Nintendo system. But we're not going to be talking about that for too long. You can watch me draw, but I will be talking to you guys about my experience on the Proud Family. That's right! I worked on the Proud Family for Wild Brain Studios, and just the most recent version, of course, Proud Family Louder and Prouder. And I figured, you know what? What a great way to introduce people to this show. After the show's already aired completely on Disney Plus, go check it out. Then, for me to talk about it while I do a drawing of Oscar. I might stop occasionally to tell you about, my thought process in this, but I think that you guys might be interested in hearing my thoughts on Proud Family. At least that's what I'm interested in telling you, so if you continue watching, you'll hear what I thought. So, it's a reboot, I'm sure you guys all know, of the show that aired in the early aughts, late 90s. And it centers around the growth and development of Penny Proud with her quote-unquote Proud family, which is consisting of Oscar Proud, Trudy Proud, BB and Cece Proud, Sugar Mama, and Bobby, who's her uncle. So let's go through each episode and I'll tell you a little bit about it, and I'll try to limit myself to just a few notes about it, because I know otherwise I'll just be talking here for hours. Yes, so, episode 1, the New Kids on the Block, based on, of course, the group New Kids on the Block. Penny hits puberty through, I guess, fairy dust, and she somehow is younger than she was at the end of the original Proud Family series, where I believe in the last movie she's 16 and here she's 14, but hey, whatever.
For your information, La Cienega, I'm turning 16 tomorrow.
And 2 new kids move onto the block, replacing Sticky, who, I don't know, that's my favorite part of this entire episode, Sticky just leaving. He's like, yo, I could have stayed, but I'm out. Poor Dijonay. The 2 kids are the techie kid, KG, and Maya, the social activist. And Maya kind of has this weird situation where Penny and the gang are trying to befriend her, but she's so stuck up and so quote-unquote above it all that she doesn't want to be around them. And so Penny tries to prove to her that she is just as socially aware as Maya, and it doesn't work out too well. Oh, and CeeLo Green is a panda bear, which is a lot of fun. He kind of plays a similar role to what he had when he was in American Dad, where he played the hot tub. Sings an amazing song. But I like that Penny stood up for herself. I don't love this episode. I think this episode was, just an intro. In fact, if I had to give it a rating, I'm going to give it a rating of 4. Mainly because it just feels strange. Like, it didn't keep my attention. Outside of CeeLo Green, I don't think I'd come back and watch this episode. Oh, and I believe it's Orlando Brown plays... I know his name is Orlando, who plays Sticky. He was not allowed back in the show because of some of the stuff he said, and I believe he had a meltdown of some sort.
He didn't even say goodbye.
He left his...
Actually, before I go into that, let me just mention that some of the drawings here, you'll notice that they were kind of refined, almost off camera. Those were kind of refined by a friend of mine. He was also my supervisor, a guy by the name of Ranjit. He works on a lot of Industrial Light and Magic. That's the Star Wars people. He gave me the pointers and the fixes on this design for Oscar and how to make the character flow a little bit more in the show. So he helped me kind of punch up my Oscar drawing, which was a lot of fun. You can follow his Instagram link down below. Next, Bad Influencer. That's episode 2. When all the girls go to see Makeup Boy, played by Bretman Rock, a Filipino makeup artist. Penny uses her clout and her, I guess, their equivalent of Instagram followers to kind of bully people. And, I don't know, it is interesting to see Penny when she gets her power, that she's just as, I guess, conniving as everybody else. But this was kind of run-of-the-mill. It felt like the old show, but it felt like an episode I would just kind of watch and just go about my own business. My favorite moment was Sugar Night, when Sugar Mama becomes swole after Penny sends her away. I don't know, Sugar Mama was the best part of this episode. And yeah, I don't know, I just think these two episodes, both New Kids on the Block and Bad Influencer, it's good that they were released together because I don't think I would have enjoyed them on their own. It all started with an orange basketball, which I believe is a reference to that old Disney saying it all started with a mouse, referencing Walt Disney and Mickey. So Wizard Kelly and Oscar have had this rivalry for years, and again, Oscar wants to prove a point by challenging Wizard Kelly to this competition. Oscar gets Peebo involved by betting him in a basketball competition against Wizard Kelly's team of basically junior versions of basketball stars. However, he loses his best player, which is Michael, and has to basically get Penny to play in Michael's stead. Penny has a new boyfriend, a guy by the name of Kareem, named after Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, but Kareem doesn't play basketball. He actually does, but just doesn't want to play for Oscar. And we get some really fun basketball exploits. It is fun to watch them do the whole Space Jam sequence. That's my favorite part. This like Saturn raced octopus creature is basically beating Penny until Penny like overcomes. It was fantastic. On top of all of that, it was kind of nice to see Kareem, which is, I think, is a good fit for Penny. If you pay attention to his hands, he is, at least in his design sheet, he's the only other person who has the same type of hands as Oscar, which is kind of interesting because I do kind of see some similarities in them, and in later episodes they do kind of get along. And yeah, I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10. Fantastic episode. I will rewatch. Father figures, KG and Maya's dads are revealed to be gay, and Dejanay is a monster because Dejanay just outs them in the middle of the town, knowing that this might be a problem. Penny and Oscar have a fantastic conversation at the end of this episode because, of course, Oscar has some feelings about this couple. And I think it's fantastic that Oscar might have these feelings, even though I don't think everyone should have beaten him up about it. I think they should have had some sort of conversation. When they finally do have the conversation, it's pretty good that Oscar kind of goes, you know what? I don't need to hate them because of who they are. I don't need to find this all gross. I just need to care and love them because they're part of my community. I don't know, I'm not LGBTQ, so I can't really tell you if this was great representation, but I know that as someone who grew up in, the Christian context, I do love to hear Christians discuss this and say, hey, look, even if we don't always agree, these people are people that God loves, and we love them. And I love that the fact that Oscar even says to Penny,
I know you don't agree with me, but you and Mama taught me to always treat other people the way I wanted to be treated.
I know, baby girl. I'm just glad you listen to the smart things that we say and ignore the dumb stuff.
I don't know. Anyway, long story short, I was expecting more hate online for this episode. I think that people got all their hate out early. All the people who were going to be angry are already angry. By the time the episode aired, nobody was freaking out because it was in so much of promotion ahead of time. Anyway, in the end of that episode, Oscar gets a loan to buy a piece of land, and that leads us directly into the next episode, Snackland. Oscar builds his theme park. Lizzo comes to perform. Penny's supposed to perform, but she starts sounding like a deep-voiced rapper. And Lizzo teaches Penny to use her voice for good.
What can I do?
For some reason in this episode, they bleep out the word hell when they're singing Good as Hell from Lizzo, and it's very awkward. But okay, whatever, we keep moving on. I'm gonna give this one a 5. Oh, in the last episode I gave a 6. So, yeah. Next, Get In. This is the first episode I worked on. Penny makes an app to allow her and her friends to get to wherever they need to get to because their parents can't pick them up. It's just Uber, basically. They have like an episode. They have like a sequence on Shark Tank, which is kind of cool. This is a pretty musical episode. I think you both get the Gross Sisters singing a song about like work hard for the money, and you get Bobby singing a song. about gas station nachos, which are two of the best parts of this entire show. 6.5 for this episode. Also, I did a fantastic sequence. If you haven't seen it yet, go check it out. I did this sequence where Sugar Mama turns into Pennywise and terrifies Oscar. I got to do some really wacky animation. I always love doing the wacky stuff. If you pay attention, one of my favorite parts was I got to have Oscar jump off the couch butt first. So, it was a lot of fun. Next, When You Wish Upon a Rooker. I love every episode with Al Roker. I'm sorry. I know some people don't love some of these episodes, but these are my favorite episodes because it's a little kind of weird magical realism. These deal with the devil type of situations and how Penny gets out of them. And of course, Penny never learns. She continues to make these deals with the devil type of thing. And in this episode, they kind of address that, like, Al Roker is working for the devil or might be the devil, which I thought was kind of funny. Penny basically wants to be free of her father's awkwardness, which, once again, I told you, Kareem and Oscar, they are very similar. They have a great time at this Hamilton ripoff about Benedict Arnold, and that bothers Penny. Penny goes off. She wishes that she did not have Oscar in her life like this, or like she didn't have to worry about it, and they all have this whole moment where all the kids are grown up. They all go to college. Penny enjoys college, but is dragged into partying and stuff like that until she realizes, oh snap, this is not great. All the kids decide, hey, I'd rather be a kid rather than being an adult. Penny is left behind, angry that everyone left her, because she doesn't want to go back home. And then when she realizes, oh my goodness, college is hard, and she'll be stuck like this forever, guess who comes to save the day? Oscar. After all this time, Oscar's been kind of like not great. It's time for Oscar to be the hero, where he finally stands up for his daughter. He sinks the winning basket in this deal with Al Roker and manages to save his little girl, which I think is amazing because, like, this was the basket that he had failed before when he was going up against Wizard Kelly and set him down this path, but now he's able to redeem himself, and I was like, mwah, this is Proud Family. 9 out of 10 for this one. Oh, also, for the record, some other stuff I really loved. I loved seeing Zoe grown up. Zoe's my girl. And BB's Kids, which was Bruce W. Smith's first movie, I believe. Like, directed by him. So it's kind of cute to see. Yeah. Then we go to Homeschool, which was starring Tiffany Haddish, which was, oh my goodness, another episode I worked on. Loved animating Tiffany Haddish. This episode was about Penny's teacher, Miss Hill, played by Tiffany Haddish, and how she gets her fired, then starts a Kickstarter basically to raise some money for her, and then she runs away with Bobby. So my problem with this episode is just the fact that, like, I think it's weird that the solution is Kickstarter. I have a big problem whenever there's an issue in the world, sometimes Kickstarter is the only way to fix it, and I feel like that's a problem with society, where we should care about each other and not need, like, it's a horrible society when the only way people can pay for, like, medical bills is to go to Kickstarter, or for teachers to be paid enough to survive is to go to Kickstarter. Like, wouldn't it be better if the episode had ended with them changing policy or paying their teacher more? But whatever. I'm not the one writing this, I'm just the one animating. But it just feels half-hearted, that's all. 7 out of 10. I know it's too high for its own good, but I just love Tiffany Haddish, and she brings so much to the character.
I'm Miss Hill, Miss Eckhart's water brook. Yes, she's giving life today, so I will be taking over the class.
Well, I'm breaking out of here right
Raging Bully. It's about La Cienega preparing for her quinceañera. While I did some animation for the girls, I did their walk-in, I did some of the dresses and stuff like that. I'm not going to show you everything, because I'm not allowed to talk about everything I worked on. I did really enjoy doing a sequence with Oscar and his Proud Snacks and Peebo and Mr. Chips. I don't know, it was wacky, it was fun. La Brea is a big part of this story. If you don't know who she is La Cienega's cousin, and while I don't love La Cienega, La Brea also is kind of like homicidal. where her plot to get rid of La Cienega is basically to kill her. She didn't know that La Cienega would get caught in Sugar Mama's teeth. The Sugar Mama, what's it called? Roller coaster ride thing. So I'm like, yo, you were gonna kill La Cienega. And then when she tells La Cienega, oh, cut your hair and fall, trust me. I'm like, wait, did LeBran know that this would work? Okay, anyway. However, I did love some of the jokes. I loved seeing Felix cry. I loved seeing Pappy get happy at the end of it. Like, everybody was, like, peak themselves. A lot of the jokes landed, and I loved the whole family dynamic. So it was great. 8 out of 10.
Could be anything knowing Mr. Proud, but whatever it is, I'm sure it's expired.
Would you get out of here? I assure you, we use only the finest ingredients here at Proud Snacks.
What, Oscar? Horse meat?
Horse meat? Those rumors are just that.
Old Town Road. I mean, I can just start playing Lil Nas X right now, and you have the whole plot. But long story short, Trudy pushes Oscar to find out about his history, find out that Sugar Mama's family comes from Oklahoma. They all head to Oklahoma. There, they bump into an entire family of basically Sugar Mamas. Look at all their eyes. They all got the squinty eye. And Sugar Mama has a deep, dark secret on why she doesn't want to go back to Oklahoma. And it seems like she might be the black sheep of the family, but we don't know because cliffhanger, and we'll find out in season 2. And also, I loved seeing Lil Nas X, even though his voice coming out of that character was very strange. Thanks again to the artists who did some of these designs, Philip Light and Leiron DeJarnette. I don't know if it's DeJarnette or DeGarnett. Regardless, their Instagram handles are below. Go ahead, check them out. Long story short, loved the show. Hope you guys enjoyed watching me draw and overhearing me talk about this whole show, basically. And if you haven't checked it out, go check it out on Disney+. I can't wait to see what you guys think about season 2. And yeah, that was our drawing. If you want to get a copy of this same drawing, check out TeePublic. I have a link below for the t-shirt if you want to get yourself a t-shirt with this Oscar Black Panther character on it. And check me out on Instagram. Also, my link is below. Like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. And FDA Storyteller signing off.
Bye, Mom. Bye, Dad. I'm going to the dance.
Now hold it right there, young lady. Let me see what you got on.
Oscar, haven't you embarrassed her enough?
Oh, no, I'm just getting started.
Our little girl is becoming a young lady.
What the? I told you, Penny, no dating before you're married.
Mama, make Oscar stop!
Why's my grandbaby dressed like Darth Vader?
To keep the boys away like you did during the Crusades.
Thank you, Sugar Mama. Hey, little sister. I'm becoming a woman.
Penny's gonna wind up living with us forever, like you and Bobby, Mama.
Shut up, boy, before I hurt you.
What do you think you're doing now?
Little sister, don't you worry.
Dad at 10 o'clock.
Love was made to
You think I'm gonna let you dance with a boy looking like a...
Like a girl?
You wouldn't be related to a Oscar Proud, would you?
Lie, baby, lie!
Yep, that's my dad.
Damn it!
We brothers stick together.
What kind of brother are you?
A brother in charge. Oh, no. Meet my husband. Hey, big fella.
Nice meeting you, too.
You should try looking at the world through Penny's eyes.
Come on, Daddy.
Everybody! Baby!
Oscar. Penny Proud, Daddy.
Yeah!
It's your time, girl. It's your chance to do whatever. Whatever you want, just know you can.
Sugar Mama, for once, can you be on my side?
Not now.
Sugar Mama, I don't!
Not ever.
Proud family.
Only on Disney+.